Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have hard rock band New Vegas. You guys want to introduce yourselves and what instrument you play?
I'm Connor, I play guitar.
I'm Tyler, I sing and play guitar.
I'm Gavin, I play drums.
No bass player?
No bass player, no.
Now, how long have you guys been together as a band?
In this iteration, I guess we're coming up on 2 years now.
Yeah, but we've actually all three been playing together since high school. So all three of us have been in a band consistently together for almost 8 or 9 years.
Almost 9 years.
So we have really good chemistry with each other because we've just been playing together for so long.
How did you guys form? You just formed out of high school, or did you just say, hey, let's form a band or something like that?
As New Vegas, we kind of formed from our last band that kind of dissolved, and we just transitioned almost directly from one to the next. We were in the middle of writing for our last band when that kind of just fell apart, and we immediately went straight into writing for this. And so it was kind of almost consistently one to the next, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that was even before we were in our dissolved band. We were in a band before that, and that's how we got into the dissolved band. It was a really confusing situation. But pretty much, I was in the dissolved band, and they were in another band, and I ended up joining them. And then we asked you guys to help us for filling in for a show.
Yeah.
Because we booked a show, we didn't have members to play it, so we really needed them to play. And then they ended up filling in for us, and we actually just kept getting shows, so we kind of just kept rolling with it.
Like a permanent fill-in.
Yeah, pretty much. But.
Were those bands before, were they original or were they cover bands?
Oh, original.
Yep.
And you guys have put out a couple songs so far. Is there an album coming out here soon?
I believe for the time being, we're just going to focus on doing single songs at a time, because we can be more consistent that way. But in the future, we may look into doing something like that.
Yeah, we had discussed doing an EP, more so than an album. But the reason that we've been releasing singles is honestly just the way the music industry has been. It's changing, and you kind of have to change with it. And releasing content consistently to keep your fans involved and engaged is what's really important right now, because people's attention spans are so short. So you need to keep dragging them back in. So that's why we've been going with the single approach, to be honest. And plus, we don't have to stick to an entire style for a whole body of work. We can kind of just experiment with each song. So.
What have you guys been doing since the lockdown? Have you been writing new music, or you've been playing any Facebook live stream concerts or anything like that?
Once the lockdown kind of went into effect, we kind of dug down more so into the writing, and we wrote a lot kind of at one time to kind of build up a backlog of written songs. And we've kind of been working through those. I believe the first one of those was a song we put out last May, As Above, So Below, was the first one to be finished out of the lockdown. And ever since then, we've just been working through that backlog that we built up all the way up until now. And we're still constantly writing and going on for what's next. As far as other stuff goes, we do live streams every week now. We've been streaming on Twitch to kind of build more of an audience on other platforms, aside from just because we focus Spotify a lot, but we want to start branching out into doing other things that aren't maybe just music, but building more of an audience that way in alternative forms.
And now that everything, there's 15 or 16 states that have opened up, are you guys gonna plan on booking shows or what?
I want to say yes, but also no because honestly, it's just like still a really controversial thing to do, and we'd honestly rather probably just like hunker down and just keep writing and releasing music for everyone to enjoy like everywhere, as opposed to like getting like blacklisted or roasted for playing
Yeah.
shows.
We'd
Um,
love to play a show, but we're also just waiting on the right show to start with too.
Yeah, and the right timing with that too.
Yeah.
So we don't want to rush into it, especially with everything that's been going on. Some people feel really strongly about it, and other people don't really care. But we don't want to lose any fans over that, so we're kind of just playing safe as far as that goes.
You did like a reimagined version of Override. What made you guys do that?
For that one, we were about to release, or we had just released Novocaine, and we were looking to do something similar to it. At that point, we had released 3 songs that were on the heavier side, and we wanted to shake things up a bit more. So we had written an acoustic version of Override for an event that we were participating in, and we thought it'd be neat to kind of go in and actually fully flesh it out as a full acoustic version, like adding, because I think the original way we had it was just 2 guitars, but then we wanted to add all the backing stuff and have the layered vocals and kind of see how it would come out fully. So we just kind of took the plunge and went all in on that, and I think it came out pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
Yeah. Definitely a good change of pace. At least at that time, it was a good change of pace. But I think we're a little overdue for something like that.
Yeah, might be coming soon. You never know.
Now, you two guys, you play guitar. Could you tell me what your influences are on guitar as far as like who you look up to? And
I guess for me, my main influence is like Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day because of the whole frontman thing. And I grew up listening to Green Day. It's my all-time favorite band. Some other examples: Mike Ness, Social Distortion, and then actually Mick Mars from Motley Crue. So those are probably if I had to choose the top 3, those would definitely be my top 3.
For me, I would definitely say number 1, probably Sinister Gates. I think he's just like been so revolutionary and everything. Tyler likes to stuff too a lot. So like definitely Sinister Gates. It's honestly just like Slash because the whole persona that he put on when he was in Guns N' Roses and just like I don't know, he was just at the time very experimental as well. And then I'd probably have to say, as of right now, Tim Henson from Polyphia, he's just insane. So since I play leads a lot, I really think he's really inspirational.
were you guys self-taught or did you take lessons for a while?
I've never taken a guitar lesson. How about you?
I started with lessons towards the beginning, but I didn't really, aside from basic stuff that I was already working on by myself, I didn't really get too much out of it. So I kind of went more so self-taught after a couple months of lessons, just because I was able to do what I wanted, kind of learn at my own pace and take the path that I wanted to take with what I was learning, instead of just kind of learning the typical, oh, you're going to learn this chord to play some generic song or whatever. Not what I wanted, not what I was looking to do.
Tyler's looking to shred.
How do you guys get together and write? Do you like come up with a riff or do you have like words wrote or how do you go about doing that?
I would say most of the time, because I feel like I just spend a lot of time always like thinking about ideas, just being really creative. So normally I'll come up with an idea and send it to them, and if they like it, we'll kind of all get together and like expand on that idea, which I think is really how most of our songs have come into effect is like that. But that's pretty much how it is. Like sometimes like it'll be like reverse, like Tyler will pitch an idea or vice versa. But primarily I come up with like a very basic generalized idea of a part, and then we kind of all get together and expand on that and make it a song. So, and then Tyler writes like all the lyrics as well. So that's a cool thing.
What are you guys currently listening to as far as new music out there?
For me, I guess new music. There's a band called I Don't Know How But They Found Me. Their new album has been on heavy rotation for me. There's a band that I've been listening to a lot recently called Brave New World. Their EP I've been having on heavy rotation. I think that's it for new music. The new Architects album is pretty good as far as heavy music goes. So
I'd have to agree with the.
What?
Did we lose you?
Okay, we can't see.
It opened a new tab.
That's great.
Yeah, I'd agree with the new Architects album I've been having on heavy rotation. I just recently got into a rapper named Toby Nagwiwe. He's crazy good. The band. Let me think. What have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, honestly. Yeah, I just say like anything that Spotify throws at me now, it knows me pretty well, so I can put on daily mixes and just jam out.
I've been listening to a lot of this band Nevertell. We're actually friends with them. They're really cool. I don't know if you've heard of Polo G before, but he's a rapper. His album's pretty good. I think it's called The Goat. So I've been listening to that a lot. And then, honestly, Architects, like all the time. So that's probably. And honestly, a little bit of the new Day to Remember. There's a few really good songs on there that I like.
A lot of the people I've been interviewing recently have said Architects was the album to get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
It's amazing. Heavy influence.
What was the first song you guys learned how to play on guitar?
The first like riff I learned was "Smoke on the Water," but that wasn't like a song. I'd probably say I tried to learn like "Crazy Train" or "Unholy Confessions" by Avenged Sevenfold, and it was nowhere near how definitely was supposed to sound. It was absolutely god awful. But those are probably the first few songs I tried to learn that didn't sound good.
Mine was probably a Green Day song. I remember it was probably Basket Case because that's my favorite Green Day song.
And it's easy too. So, you can
And
actually
so I think if I remember correctly, I probably thought I could tackle it, and then I just wasn't ready for it when I first started out.
How about the first song you learned how to play on drums?
Definitely a Blink-182 song. Probably. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure it was "Damn It" by Blink-182, but I can't say for certain.
None of this is for certain, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a reach.
These are all guesses. These are all guesses.
Connor, as far as what kind of gear do you use? Like what kind of amps, effects you use on your songs?
We actually both use the pods, Line 6 Pod HD 500s. We've gotten some pretty sick tones out of those, to be honest. Me and Tyler, we worked together on making a rhythm tone on it, and he has the rack version because he just plays the rhythms and sings. And then I have the floor pedal version, so I can switch between like cleans and other sorts of like leads and stuff. And it's really cool because it has a wah pedal on it too, which we use in a few of our songs now. So that's what we use for live, to be honest. We used to use like half stacks. Like I had a PV6505 with a 4x12 Mesa cab, and honestly, it was really heavy. It was just so easy to damage, and it just really wasn't worth it. So that's why we made the switch to digital too, just because the ease of access, and to me, it doesn't really sound that much different. Like I'm not like a super like crazy amp person. Like it's not real amp. To me, it doesn't really matter honestly, as long as it sounds good. But like recording, like I use STL Tonality. because you can mix amps on there. Like our tone on there for our demos is like a mix of like a Bogner and a Marshall, I think, or something like that. So I don't know. We pretty much use amp sims for everything.
You guys just released a couple months ago Persona. What do you guys got next that you're gonna do? As far as you gonna release another song or soon or what?
We actually have a song coming out within a month. Probably it should be out next month, so long as everything goes according to plan. So,
Yeah.
so we do have another song coming very soon,
And then another one after that.
and then another one after that.
Yeah,
So.
we're kind of honestly, to be vague, we're kind of looking at like a late April release for this next song, and then maybe a mid-June release for the one afterwards.
Any shows coming up?
I think we're trying.
We're open to offers.
I think we're trying to, or we're gonna try and put together like a live stream kind of show acoustically. We've just got some bugs to work out as far as sound on our end, but once we can get that taken care of, we'll probably lock in a date for something like that. That way we can do something show-wise.
And we have most of the equipment that we would need to properly do it the right way. So it's kind of just trial and error with getting it to actually work. Like, cause we use like an X32 rack, and we have in-ears and everything. So just getting those to work together with our setup. So
How do we get in touch with you guys as far as websites, Twitter, Instagram?
We have all of the above. I think it's the same for everything.
if
right?
you go to www.newvegasmusic.com, you'll be able to find everything on there,
That is true.
including merchandise, like
Contacts form
Contacts,
for
yeah.
email.
everything like that would be on our website. But I mean, I'm pretty sure New Vegas Band or New Vegas Music is our ad for everything.
I think it's New Vegas Band.
So, and we have Twitter, Instagram, Twitch,
Facebook.
and we're doing Twitch a lot because we just like playing video games anyway. So it's kind of a win-win. Get to play video games and talk to our fans and hang out. So
Every Friday night.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Aside from new song coming next month, I think that's probably all we've got going on.
I mean, I guess the main thing would just be that we're not stopping at all. Like we're just gonna keep rolling, and our goal is really to release a song every like 2 months. So we're gonna pretty much stick to that plan if we can. This one coming up, we had to wait a little bit longer just because we switched producers and everything, and just a lot of things happened in the writing process of this new song. So it kind of took a little bit longer than we expected, but we're back on track. So after this one comes out, we'll be rolling again.
And you guys are like an independent band, or are you looking at labels or anything like that?
In my opinion, I don't think we should really sign to a label. I think like this is the best day and age to be a musician independently. So many tools at our disposal that people 20 years ago would have killed to have, including social media and just ways you can market yourself. It's like, it's pretty easy for an artist to blow up on a platform like TikTok. So the fact that we even have that power nowadays is pretty crazy. And having the rights to all your own music and not having to conform or change to like a sound that somebody wants you to have is nice. We kind of our own freedom, so we just write whatever we want, and yeah.